Thinking about buying a 2027 Toyota Corolla Cross? It looks great, gets great fuel economy, and comes with the trusted Toyota name. But before you sign anything, ask yourself, is it really worth it? And more importantly, have they finally fixed the user complaints of the past few years? Stay tuned, because in this video, we're going to reveal the truth behind the hype, so you can decide if this SUV fits your lifestyle or your garage. Alright, let's talk about the Toyota Corolla Cross, a solid little crossover that's caught a lot of attention in recent years. But hey, even the good ones aren't perfect. Here's a quick breakdown of some common user complaints and why they actually matter. 1. Stiff ride quality. Many drivers say it feels more like a small truck than a comfortable SUV. You know, it has a stiff suspension, especially when you're going over potholes, rough roads, or even cracked parking lots. Why does this matter? Well, picture this. You've bought a 2027 Toyota Corolla Cross. You're driving home from a long day at work. You've got your coffee in your cup holder, your favorite playlist playing, and just as you're about to relax, bam, you hit a pothole and your entire car shakes. Your coffee splashes, and suddenly your relaxing ride is turned into a grueling one. Now imagine that happening every day. It's not just about comfort, it wears you down. For your daily commute, family road trips, or just getting around town, you want a vehicle that absorbs the bumps, not shares them with you. So, do you appreciate a smooth, cushioned ride? Here's one thing you'll notice. That's the stiff ride quality of the Corolla Cross, something to think about before you sign the contract. 2. Noisy cabin at highway speeds. Once you hit about 60 miles per hour, drivers say road and wind noise get pretty loud. One even said, "I had to turn up the volume on my music just to drown it out." That's not what you want when you're just trying to enjoy the ride. Why does this matter? You've got a 2027 Toyota Corolla Cross. You're driving down the highway. Maybe it's a weekend trip or just your daily commute. You're listening to a podcast, the windows are down, the air conditioning is on. But as you speed up, whoosh, the wind and road noise start to become more noticeable. You keep turning up the volume until you feel like you're competing with the car just to hear what someone is saying. It's like trying to make a phone call while standing next to a vacuum cleaner. Technically, it's possible, but do you want that? Over time, that constant noise will wear you down, mentally and physically. If you drive a lot, especially on the highway, or if you just want a quiet cabin, this can be quite distracting. So, is quiet important to you? That's one thing that probably won't be given much attention until the 2027 Corolla Cross. 3. Underwhelming acceleration. Okay, let's talk about another common Corolla Cross complaint. Underwhelming acceleration. A lot of drivers weren't too impressed with the base 2.0-liter engine. The feedback? It just feels slow, especially when you're trying to merge onto a highway or climb a steep hill. One driver summed it up perfectly. Press the gas and wait. Oof. Why does it matter? Imagine this. You're pulling onto a busy freeway. You see a gap, hit the gas, and the 2027 Corolla just kind of thinks about it for a second before finally deciding to move. By then, that gap you were aiming for? Yeah, it's gone. Now you're sweating, white-knuckling the wheel, and hoping the guy behind you is paying attention. Or maybe you're on a family trip, trying to pass a slow-moving truck on a hill, and the car feels like it's struggling to keep up with your intentions. It's like asking someone to run, and they slowly start tying their shoes first. For city driving, sure, it's manageable. But if your daily routes involve highways, hills, or any situation where you need a little get-up and go, this could be more than just an inconvenience. It can actually affect how confident and safe you feel behind the wheel. So yeah, it's not a deal breaker for everyone, but it's definitely something to feel for on your 2027 Toyota Corolla test drive. 4. Laggy or clunky infotainment system. People said things like, it takes forever to load, and it's not user-friendly. Not exactly what you want in a modern car, right? Why does it matter? Well, think of your infotainment system as your car's control center. Navigation, music, calls, even climate stuff, it all runs through that screen. So when it's slow or confusing, it's more than just annoying, it becomes a distraction. You're trying to switch songs or pull up directions while driving. You tap the screen, nothing. Tap again, still loading. By the time it reacts, you've either missed your turn or taken your eyes off the road way too long. It's kinda like using an old phone with a cracked screen and slow internet. You can technically get things done, but it's frustrating and not something you want to deal with every day. And in today's world, where even your fridge probably has a smoother touchscreen, having a clunky system in your car feels like stepping back in time. So yeah, if you like clean, fast, and hassle-free technology, this is something to check out before you own a 2027 Toyota Corolla Cross. 5. Rear visibility issues. Some drivers pointed out that the back window is pretty small, and the rear design doesn't really help. One person said it best: blind spots are noticeable, especially when parking. Why does it matter? Well, think about it like this. When you are driving the 2027 Corolla Cross, reversing or changing lanes is already a little tense, especially in tight parking lots or busy traffic. Now imagine doing that while peeking through a mail slot. That's kind of what it feels like. Let's say you're backing out of a grocery store parking space. There's a cart rolling in one direction, a kid walking with their parent in the other, and your view? Blocked by chunky rear pillars and a tiny window. Even with a backup camera, you're still guessing more than you'd like. Or you're trying to change lanes on a fast-moving road, but your over-the-shoulder check gives you not much. That split-second hesitation? It can make the difference between a smooth lane change and a heart-pounding close call. So yeah, it's not just a convenience thing, it's a safety thing. If you're someone who does a lot of city driving, parallel parking, or just values clear views all around, this is something worth paying attention to. Give it a spin, test the visibility for yourself, because in the end, you want to drive with confidence, not cross your fingers every time you back up. Final thought. So here's the deal with the Toyota Corolla Cross. If we look at previous generation data, Toyota's average responsiveness to complaints, it's sitting at around 55 to 60%. Not bad, but not exactly lightning fast either. That means some of the issues people have pointed out over the years, like stiff ride quality, underpowered acceleration, or that laggy infotainment, might still be around in the upcoming 2027 Corolla Cross.